Hey, how y'all doing? That's Easy Work Boxing. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. How y'all doing? Y'all know what time it is. I told y'all, I changed my name to Cleo of Boxing because when I say something, it becomes that. And I told y'all, since Errol Spence Jr., went out there and ducked, they was going to be mentioning Terence Crawford name every day, all day. Didn't I tell y'all that? I told y'all that. Now, everybody's worried about Sean Porter versus Terence Crawford. Now everybody's worried about Sean Porter versus Virgil Ortiz. Now Virgil Ortiz is the #1 mandatory. Now it isn't Sean Porter anymore. I mean, so what is finna be now? You see what I'm saying? Because now it's finna be two potential fights for Terence Crawford. Thank you for that. We got two people who ass he can go and whoop to get his credentials that he needs. So what's it gonna be now? Is he ducking Sean Porter if the fight don't get made with Sean Porter, since Virgil Ortiz has become the #1 mandatory? If he fights Virgil Ortiz, did he duck Sean Porter? If he fights Sean Porter, did he duck Virgil Ortiz? It's crazy. I ain't gonna be on that long, what I'm saying, with this one. But I'm just saying it just, I told y'all this was gonna happen. To the Errol Spence, the PBC channels, the fanboys of the PBC, they don't come out, and now Terence Crawford is the target of their videos. And I told y'all this. And how can I be biased? I don't blame you because, I attacked Errol Spence. I went to Errol Spence and I got a lot of views off them videos. I'm just being honest. But I did it because I truly know that he's ducking people. I didn't do it because, oh, my guy went down, he's looking bad and he's looking embarrassed right now, because the public truly knows that nothing is wrong with his eye. So let me attack him. Let me attack Terence Crawford, or let me attack Errol Spence. It's really sad. But I told y'all this was gonna happen. Now he gonna end up ducking Virgil Ortiz, which I'm telling y'all, Virgil Ortiz is gonna lose to Terence Crawford. Now, I did see some changes in Virgil Ortiz, like I said in my last video. He is blocking the jab a little bit better. I seen he focused on that against kavaliauskas. But at the same time, for y'all to sit up and say that he didn't get dropped, and y'all say that Terence got dropped when he fought kavaliauskas, then that means you are being a little bit biased. Terence Crawford was grabbing on to kavaliauskas' waist. Virgil Ortiz got dropped. No foot in front of his. It showed from different angles. Just watch the highlights. He got caught and he got dropped. So if you sitting up and you're a fan and you got a channel and you're sitting up here and you deny the fact that Virgil Ortiz Jr. got dropped by kavaliauskas, even if you want to say Terence got dropped too, but to deny it, you are being biased. But like I just seen on somebody's channel, when they asked, when Terence Crawford said people love speaking his name, first of all, people have to understand. When Terence said people say that people love speaking his name, a lot of people speaking his name and are not fighting him. Like, we don't even know if the Sean Porter fight gonna happen. We already know what's the deal with Errol Spence. He don't even want to fight a 42-year-old Manny Pacquiao. So he don't want to fight a switch hitter, athletic switch hitter, who is younger than Manny Pacquiao. So we know he don't want to fight Manny Pacquiao. But people say that you hating, people say you got something against Errol Spence. I had somebody get on the channel recently and said, it's sad that crab dudes like you always want to get on here and talk about black successful men. I don't even really know how to respond to those situations anymore, because, I give Errol Spence a shout out, saying, to the fact that he's successful. He has some beautiful daughters. He's able to take care of them. When I criticize him, it's strictly about boxing. I don't know him to hate him or dislike him. You know, we probably were to me, he probably a stand-up dude, 100 guy. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to boxing, he coming off as a fraud to me. He's been coming off as a fraud, and that's what I talk about. You know, so I'm not knocking him down as a black man. You know, I will get on here, I'll knock them all down. Hispanic, black, white. It don't matter to me. If you out here ducking, I'm gonna talk about you ducking, and I feel Errol Spence Jr. is ducking, and that's just what it is. But I told y'all Terence Crawford name was gonna come out like Candyman. People standing in their mirrors, they riding their cars, they at work talking about Terence Crawford because Errol Spence Jr. backed out of a fight. And that's just the truth of it. Shout out to Virgil Ortiz. You put on a good fight. You did your job well, young man. But Terence ain't kavaliauskas. And yes, Virgil Ortiz does deserve his title shot. I give him that. He does deserve that title shot. I would like to see that fight. But I just don't want it to turn out now since people know that there's 2 fights happening or 2 fighters that are calling out or have a potential chance of fighting Terence Crawford for people to come out and say, oh, Terence ducking if he doesn't pick Sean Porter or Virgil Ortiz, when we know that he has a chance of picking Sean Porter or Virgil Ortiz since these channels are out here saying themselves that Virgil Ortiz was just pushed to the #1 mandatory after blue. You see, sometimes, like my mom say, you just put the rope around the neck and kick the chair from up under their ass. Let them hang themselves. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you say a little bit too much that contradicts what you're saying. You see? And that's just how the game goes. You know, they screaming for it. I want to see it. Me personally, I would rather see Virgil Ortiz Jr. versus Sean Porter first because Virgil Ortiz Jr. brings more to the table. He brings power, boxing ability, aggressiveness. And that's really the challenge that I would love to see for Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter brings some of those same things, but he doesn't bring the power to me. And the boxing, the good boxing ability. Elite boxing ability, in my opinion. But y'all know I get on here, I ad lib. You know, I talk my talk, man, and that's just what it is. I seen what Maurice Hooker did to him. You know, I seen the Mean Machine drop him. You know what I'm saying? Really, I think Terence should take that fight next. I think he should. But then when he skipped Sean Porter, they gonna say if he beat Virgil Ortiz, they gonna say he wouldn't have fought a green young Virgil Ortiz Jr. So I really think he should just stick the Sean Porter first and then go after the green machine. But that's not a unification fight if Virgil Ortiz is #1. So go ahead, go handle that, Terence. Go and whoop him and get it over with. Go on, get him out of there, Terence. That's the next fight we should see. If it's true that Sean Porter has been knocked down from #1 and #2, and Virgil Ortiz is #1, then Terence gonna go handle that. Go handle that. Get it out the way. Both of y'all with I don't know if he would top rank. I think he would his own, but I'm sure they'll make that fight. Tell them to start speaking your name. Show them to start speaking your name. Not count Virgil Ortiz out. He's a deadly fighter. Virgil Ortiz, something serious. But at the same time, I just don't think he got enough to beat Terence. You know, but upsets can happen. You know, Terence Crawford is not Floyd Mayweather. Terence Crawford is not, you know what I'm saying? You know, his career is not over to say, you know what I'm saying, that he could just beat Virgil Ortiz. But from his boxing ability, and I know a steady jab, you know what I'm saying, bothers, you know what I'm saying, Virgil Ortiz Jr. I think Terence has the ring IQ and the ability and the boxing skills to, and the power as well. We forget, we acting like Terence feather fisted or some shit, but Terence could drop him too. And he can drop Terence. So that's a good fight. So if it's true that he is the #1 mandatory, Terence, you got to go see him. You got to go see him. And what it really means, Terence, is that they're trying to get you beat. But the thing is, I don't think that fight gonna happen because Virgil Ortiz just fought. Unless, you know what I'm saying, it's to happen in December or something. You know, this August, or November, that's 3 months away. So yeah, November. So they still got a possibility of making that fight, Terence Crawford versus Virgil Ortiz or Terence Crawford versus Sean Porter. But I just know either way it go, whoever he chooses, they're gonna say he ducked him. That, mark my words on this, y'all. Anybody who watched this video, remember me saying this. They know the channels that hate that hate Terence Crawford, they know for a fact now. And this is what they're gonna use because they're really upset that Errol Spence exposed himself as a duck. So they know that it's a potential fight between Sean Porter, but them themselves have contradicted themselves by saying that Virgil Ortiz has been pushed to #1, which means he has no choice but to fight Virgil Ortiz if he's pushed to #1. But if he fights Virgil Ortiz, they're going to say that he's ducking Sean Porter. But if he fights Sean Porter, they're going to say that he's ducking Virgil Ortiz. So they can somehow, some way make Terence look as bad as Errol Spence has made him look. Errol Spence made himself look. That's basically what it is. That's why I told y'all this was going to happen. But I want to see the Virgil Ortiz fight. I don't want to see the Sean Porter fight. Because I already know what he's gonna do to Sean Porter. That's the easiest fight at welterweight, damn near, for him. Sean Porter and Errol Spence is the easiest fight for Terence Crawford. Sean Porter and Errol Spence. The two problems he'll have is Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao. Them the two problems for Terence Crawford. Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao. Errol and Sean Porter, he'll roll over them. He'll steamroll them. And there's no hate. I'm just talking about boxing ability, ring IQ, skills, chin, punching ability, counter punching. He'll steamroll them. But Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao will get Terence Crawford trouble. Especially my boy Keith Thurman. Especially my boy Keith Thurman. But I just had to get on here and talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Just let y'all know. Be looking for it. Be expecting it. Y'all gonna see a lot of people saying he ducked. If he choose whichever one of them or whichever fight can be made, he ducking one of them. Because Errol Spence backed out our fight with no proof. You know what I'm saying? So they looking for a reason to trash Terence Crawford. So be looking out for it, and that's all I'm saying. It's Easy Work Boxing. Thank y'all for y'all time. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit your notification bell. Thank y'all for y'all time, y'all love, and y'all support. I'm out.